Let's walk through some methods in Python. Python, we have a lot of methods. As we've been talking about, we said we have the length method of function that we use to get the length of a particular, to iterate through a string rather. We also have the str function, which is for casting. We have the int, integer. We also have the str and the float tools. Those are data types, but they are being called casting. We want to make a conversion from one data type to the other. So let's talk about the count function or method rather. Let's assume we have a string, which is maybe a string.
Which method is it?
The count function method.
Count.
Count, yes. We want to count method. So let's assume we have a value of maybe sentence or a variable name of sentence. Sentence assigned to a value which is a string. Now let's try and put on some sentence. Where are you guys? We are in class already. This is a count function now. Did you see it?
That is parenthesis.
The count, I added the count function to it, a count method or function rather. They are Python built-in functions or method. So I added the count. I wanted you to count the number of maybe you I have in this sentence.
Numbers of the West.
Yes, to iterate through the numbers of letter U I have in this sentence. Maybe you have you were given a letter and you were told to count. Actually wanted to count the number of a particular letter
Like
in that
typing
sentence.
that West. Okay.
The letter you wrote, you actually want to get a particular letter.
Okay.
The particular number of the particular time the number
It's used.
in letter is
The letter is
in
used in that
sentence,
sentence.
or the particular time it occurred in that sentence. So let's move on. So that's where the count method actually comes in. We use the count method to get the number of time it occurred. Let's use a count. That was why I told you yesterday. A lot of methods. You can go online, search, and then anyone you lay your hands on, see how it works. You are not to memorize everything, you are not to know everything. I'm just putting you through on how to know, just to know how all those methods works. So when you actually have a work to do that relates to that, so you know what to do, where to go to. So from there now, let's assume I now put in the print function now. The print function now to print sentence. You see, it tells me that E occurs 5 times in the sentence. Can we count it? Can we count the number of times E occur in that sentence?
Three, four sentences.
5. Is it correct?
Yes. 3, 4, 5.
So he counted the number of times
It appears.
E appeared, the letter E. You know that was what I put inside this parenthesis. It's like a parameter. I'm telling the count method to iterate through letter E, like to get how many number of times that letter E is used in this sentence.
Let me try letter A now.
Try other letters or other alphabets now, and let's see how it works. It's going to look through it and tell you the number of times that alphabet is being used in the sentence. So that's how the count method works. Let's assume we have maybe u. I want to do for u now, for letter u. Let's run our interpreter. If you see now, it tells me that letter u occurs twice, was used twice in this sentence. So, and it's true. Can we all see? Are you all following me? Okay, let's move on. You can modify your code, try other alphabets, so you see how the function actually works. You also have its numeric function. Let's assume this letter here. Let's move to another
So
cell.
A is 5. Let me see. A is 5 times.
Okay, yeah, let's change this to A now. Let's see. A is 5 times now.
Yes.
See, it loops through the string, it iterates through it to get through the number of characters there. So let's assume we want to create a list now. Let's move to another cell. We want to work with lists this time around. Let's move this. So let me just erase all this. So in Python, this is how to create a list. So I want to use the join method. There is a method in Python. It's called join. It's being used to join two strings together. If you have, maybe let's say for instance, maybe you have a string, maybe you want to concatenate two words or more than two words together. Let's assume this is inside a string and you have another one like this, the school or the school.
Ìgbà tó nǹkan sì sí kọ̀ǹpútà tẹ́ mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ tó lè kọ̀ǹpárí. Ṣé kí èèyàn lo kọ̀ǹpútà tẹ́lẹ̀ àlùmọ́tà
Wanted to use the join method. So to use the join method now, which is this is how to use the join method. Every method always has a parenthesis. We all know that the join method and with a parenthesis, this is how the method looks. But when we wanted to use the count, we put it here. Same thing we can do for this one too, but we need to put everything. If you like, you can do it this way. You do it this way here, or we can do it this other way by putting a string like a space. Do we even need a space? Let's just do it joint like this, then with a parenthesis. Do we get it?
Sorry.
Do we understand what I just did now?
Concatenate.
Okay.
It wasn't even concatenation. This was the sentence now. When we printed the sentence normally, it was a list.
A list, yes.
As it was here.
Yes.
But I did not want it to be as a list.
Yes, just to make
I want it to be together as a sentence. I don't want it to be separated as it is in this the declaration we made using the sentence variable name assigned to the value, which is a list here. So what we needed to do now from there is to bring this now, this sentence now, use the joint method, which is dot join like this, then put that parenthesis which is here,
the first sentence.
the first opening parenthesis now, put it here. On la di variable name yẹn mú, and the closing one to close it. Are we following?
Yes.
So if I run it now, there should be a space. Always. There must always be a space. Sorry. There must always be a space. If you want to give a space in between them, you can just put this rotation, be it double or single. Because if you not put a space, like if you not put this string here, it won't run. It will show you syntax error.
Before that,
Yes. You could also do it in this way, this the joint method, this other way too.
but how do we not?
Like I wanted it to be in this way. Dot join this is the quotation now. The join
Join is not different.
you said
It's not divine.
join is not divine in your own.
Yes.
Check
Dot-
your
dot
check
how
check
I do it.
check your
Dot join
check
like
what
that.
you do.
Show visit.
You know?
Dot
So
visit.
I'm
Dot join. Parenthesis for post. Or I can't follow parenthesis. Quotation. Then dot join sentence.
What is she saying?
Okay.
Can we see now what I did here? Let me. Can we see this? I want to put this. You know, here, what we did here was I just added the method
Can't.
with the value. Yeah, Abi. I can also add the count method with this print function along instead of putting it here. I'll just copy this. Which was this, Abi? But it will print the normal sentence. But if I add the method now, which is like this, can you see what I just did now?
So
Now,
here now
Can
we
you
have
see?
Yes.
that would be expression.
it's still the same thing. Oh.
Yes.
But what
That's
we
what I'm doing here. I added it at the print function. And now later change it, I added it here. Just for you to know that there are different ways to things. Just like you saying 2 plus 2 is equals to 4. 3 plus 1 is still equals to
that's the
4.
expression.
How you express it within you, how you can actually be
Manipulate
creative,
the-
exactly. Be creative about your code. How you can refactor your code. So it's still the same thing. This is the count method now. It will always take a parenthesis. Which one do you prefer? Is okay like this, Abi? Should we stick to this? Do you understand putting it inside the print function?
It's same thing. Here is a sentence function. Now in print function.
These are methods.
That is join.
This is the list we created. We want it to join it. So let's bring this list, this whole list like this. Let's put it inside here like this, which is the same thing as
Same
this.
thing as this again.
So if I run it now, mo ti fi function yẹn sára value níbi bí. Here I already add the function at the upper part here and I assign a variable name to it. But here I just created it normally, but at the print function, at the printout still ibi tó ti máa gbé jáde
The
yẹn
print
mo ti fi
the
function
join
to
yẹn
it.
wá sí bí.
Yes.
But ní tòkè wá the sentence is
Yes. So if I run it now, that's why I'm asking which method do you prefer? You prefer this one, Abi? Same method, no?
Let us put the two down so that to be able to go through.
Method kan tún lò yẹ báyìí ẹ̀mí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé èèyàn fẹ́ change conversion of float to string
Ẹ sì ṣe
method rẹ̀ tún lọ ń lò nìyẹn báyìí ẹ̀mí àkọ́kọ́ type ọ̀rọ̀ àtẹ̀lé síwájú tá a bá fi eléyìí náà síwájú àwọ̀ ọ̀kẹ́ àbí
kí ni?
instead of tá a tún ṣẹ̀ gbé wá sẹ́yìn tá a bá fi sí iwájú ṣá work
Count method.
Joint method.
That's joint method. Only.
That's for joint method.
For joint
You
method.
start from the front. For count now, where? Ẹ̀yìn. àbí ẹ̀yìn kọ́ láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ń bí nígbà tá a ṣe second method yẹn but for joint method we always start because of this thing here.
That is for the list, for list.
That's for joining, yeah, for list. So I know what to do now. We stick to this one here. No, I'm just trying to explain so that you people, so that if you see this kind of thing in your code or someone was trying to fix a board and he actually come to you as a programmer that you should help me fix this, so you won't get confused that mi ò rí irú kíní èrí mi ò ṣe irú kíní èrí. That's why I'm trying to use two methods for you, so you have an idea of how the other one works. You understand this now to this point? I want to check maybe a string is numeric or not. So let's assume I have a word which is a variable name or a name which is a variable name or it's a string, maybe Temi, Tokpe. And I want to know if this value for the name is numeric or is not. I want to know if it's numeric. Using the print function, I will use the is numeric function to check if my value is a numeric value. So calling it now name abi, if I want to print abi, I will call the variable name I assign to it abi the normal way. Do we get it to this point?
No. You say you want to.
This is so this is how to do it now. I said we wanted to check if this number, this value assigned to this variable name contains or is a number.
Okay.
So we have a method in Python called isNumeric. It's a method. So to check that, if maybe you have a data and you want to check if you want to make a condition, if a data is numeric, that's the method. Can you just listen first? So you want to check the data, maybe the data of a student or maybe a letter, and you want to make a condition that if the letter or the value contains a number, it should return so. Okay. Or if it does not contain a letter, a number, it should print so. Okay. So that's the function of this numeric.
Like condition.
Like exactly, you want to make a condition, but we are using it with this simple example before we now apply it to normal project. So you use its numeric function, which is like this, like is, you know, it's simple, it's numeric, which is like this, and then with this. So if I run this now, let's see. You see? What does it tell me?
False.
Why is it false?
It's not numbers.
It's not numbers.
Why is it not number, Mr. Adegoke?
Because the name is not number.
String.
Which number?
It's a string. Value here. The value.
What's sorry?
Okay.
It's a string.
What's string?
That okay?
Okay, it's a string.
Yes.
And the method that we are to use is to check what?
Check numbers.
Check if it's numeric, if it's a number. Do you get that?
Yes.
So let's now assume I have age. Age, maybe I assign it to maybe 15, which is an integer, which is a number rather. So I now put the age here. Abi, let me copy this so it will print false and true at the same time. Duplicate it, and then the age, and I run it now. What does it tell me?
inú iṣẹ́ mi mo gbé lọ ká ṣe inú iṣẹ́ yẹn ní gbogbo
tẹ bá gbé lọ
Ibi
sí
iṣẹ́ ló ti-
iṣẹ́ ìmí náà
ẹ̀,
àá ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ ẹ̀mí ń gbé lọ sínú.
You see now, it must always be, we are trying to check if the value they give. You know, initially, you know our age must always be an integer.
strange like
But, you know, have quotations.
quotation.
So it's that method, which is a function. Òun la wá wá. A fẹ́ kó ṣe iṣẹ́ yẹn, a fẹ́ kí Python gangan pé integer ni. I don't know if you get my point. Tá a bá fi sílẹ̀ live quotations, it's obvious.
Obvious.
So we put in this quotation, we want that method which is numeric to do that. So it will give us a Boolean value which is maybe is true, it's an integer, or it's numeric. False, it is not a number. Do you get that?
Age is-
If I run this
Like
now,
now, age is numeric.
exactly. So it's run true. The statement is, you said the first one, our name now was false.
But
It's
my
not.
own being false true.
Yes, now. For name, it was false. For age, which is you put here, it's true. Are you following now?
Let me not greet for.
So